Hello, hello, hello. It's Kyle Van Voors with Voors.com, and today I'm going to share with you a little trick that when I started implementing into my sales calls back when I was doing demos, it had a dramatic impact on my close rates. Let's dive right in. Alrighty, so if you are in software sales, there's one thing that's inevitable. You're going to have to demo the product. Well, I've watched thousands of demos at this point. It's a big part of what I do. And one thing keeps popping up. This is an area that a lot of people struggle with, and it's the secret deal killer that most people don't want to talk about. And it's something that I call trial closes. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to break down how to do effective trial closes. But before that, please click like and subscribe if you like this type of content. It lets me know that I should keep making it. Alrighty, let's talk about it. A trial close is a technique that you can use to get a better sense of if the prospect is understanding the impact that your solution is going to have on their business. This is how I like to think about it. If you say something is impactful, it doesn't mean anything. If the prospect says something's impactful, well, we might just have a deal here. Trial closes should be used throughout the demo once you reach key points that have dramatic impact on the problem that the prospect is talking to you to solve. What do they sound like? You've probably heard them before. You're going through a demo, you show someone a feature, and the sales rep stops and says, "Does this make sense? Are you liking this so far?" This is your classic trial close, and they're not good. If you've ever sat on a demo and you had a salesperson ask you, "Hey, what do you think of this so far?" It's such a weak trial close, right? "Oh, I think it's good." "Okay, great." And then they move on to the next thing. Well, as a sales rep, you don't learn anything from that, right? You don't want to know if it's good, if the person likes what they're seeing. You want to know how they view it impacting their business. And I'm going to show you how to get the right responses here. But before I go into the questions you should be asking, let's talk about why trial closes are important, but more specifically, why do people not buy solutions that solve a problem that they have? Well, there are really three reasons. Number one, they don't believe that your solution will get them to their ideal state. Said differently, you didn't do a good job convincing them that you have the solution to their problem. Number two, they felt like they could get the same value somewhere else, which means you didn't do a great job differentiating your product or service. Number three, they feel like they could get to their ideal state in a different way, meaning your solution wasn't unique enough or specific enough to actually be something that was worth them exploring. Ouch. All three of those are terrible. So what do? You have to ask questions throughout the demo at key places that get the prospect to uncover what it is that they feel you're going to have an impact on. Let me explain. I break these into three categories: belief, unique, and effective. Belief. Do they believe that your solution will get them to their ideal state? Two, unique. Do they see your solution as uniquely able to get them to their ideal state? And then the third one, effective, it's pretty simple. Do they understand why your solution is so effective? If you can nail all three of these, you're going to dramatically increase your chances of getting a deal. Now, how do we suss this out of our prospects throughout the sale? Let me show you. Okay, so the first one, belief. Questions that you can ask. How do you see this helping you get to whatever they said their ideal state is? The next question you could ask is, which part of this do you feel will have the most impact? And then the third question, what do you think your team will say if they saw this? The second one is unique. First question here, how is this different from how other tools work? The second question, I'm curious, how is this different from how you're doing it today? And then the third one, have you seen something like this before? And if they say yes, then you have to say, can you tell me more about that, to get them to explain a little bit deeper. And the third section, effective. How do you see your team using this? The second question you can ask, where do you see this working the best for you? And the third question, how do you see this impacting your workflow today? Alrighty, so trial closes, pretty simple questions you can be asking. And it's really important that you ask these more open-ended specific questions so that way you can learn more about how the prospect sees themselves using your solution. If you get bad answers to these, something just isn't resonating and you need to go back to the drawing board a bit. But here's what I suggest you do to maximize your chances of having a quality product demo. Let me show you this matrix that I use to help organize these trial closes. This is the trial close matrix. I build one of these for every product demo. And the reason why is because I want to better understand what the expected outcomes are from different features that I'm demoing throughout the product. When you demo a product, it's not about the features, it's about the impact of the features, and this will help you get there. So there's really three parts of this table. One is the part of the demo that you're using the trial close. Okay, so you can see here as an example, after showing the email automation workflows, let's say this is, the type of tool that you're selling. Then there's trial close. How do you see your team using this? That would be an example trial close that I can use after showing the email automation workflow. And then finally here, expected responses. They will set up their campaigns once, which will give the team more time to work on other things. And then you can ask a follow-up question. What other things would you have them working on? This is how you start shaping your plan of attack whenever you're doing trial closes. So take this as a template and build your own so you're prepared throughout your demo to ask specific questions that are going to get your prospect to open up and tell you more about how they plan on using your solution. And that's it, folks. Trial closes are incredibly effective, and I have to say, people aren't using them enough. So hopefully this is something that you can implement in your demo and you're gonna see your own close rate skyrocketed. Remember to like and subscribe. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll talk to you next time.